The hepatitis A outbreak has San Diegans on edge. Find out how one nonprofit organization is helping the homeless get vaccinated.
Termination of the DACA program may hurt a leader on campus. We have more later on.
And also, a star-studded lineup is hitting the stage at Cavu Del Mar this weekend. Entertainment has more.
The worst of Irma may have passed, but we will give you an update on its aftermath. Newscene starts right now.
Welcome to this week's edition of Newscene. I'm Billy Kang.
And I'm Maria Fani. Dozens of people are injured after an explosive device detonated on a London Underground train.
The blast happened shortly after 8:30 a.m. local time on a busy commuter line in central London. The explosion is being treated as an act of terrorism by the London Metropolitan Police.
According to CNN, a timer was found on the device, which makes authorities think the bomb was intended to cause much greater damage.
There have already been 4 confirmed terror attacks in England alone this year. In a warning tonight from the San Diego County Health Department, anyone who may have eaten at the world's famous restaurant in Pacific Beach in late August or early September could have been exposed to hepatitis A. A worker may have been tested positive for the virus. Portable hand washing stations have been popping up in the downtown area following a serious outbreak. Jack Demekis has more on where people can go to get a vaccine and who may not have insurance.
Thank you, Billy. The outbreak is not limited to the downtown area, but with a large homeless population, the city is taking no chances. Everyone who lives, works, or frequents the downtown San Diego should get vaccinated.
It's Wednesday late afternoon near 4th and Date Street, and that means people are concerned with hepatitis A are getting vaccinated. The Ladle Fellowship is a nonprofit organization which helps the homeless in San Diego with everyday needs such as meals, toiletries, and clothing. Because of the hepatitis outbreak, they're also on a mission to try and provide a free vaccine to those in need.
We run a medical clinic here on Sundays, and one of our homeless guests approached us symptomatic of hepatitis A, and when I saw that that was the case, it made us really think about what we're doing to provide safety not only for our volunteers and our staff here at the church, but also for our homeless guests.
Savage says the process is simple. Patients fill out a form, get the vaccine, and can do a follow-up visit at the county. Hepatitis is spread by human-to-human contact, so the Ladle Fellowship is taking no chances.
You know, just extra precautionary bleaching, tables and chairs, hosing down our patios with bleach, just ensuring that, that this virus is contained as much as possible.
Hepatitis can cause fever, fatigue, nausea, loss of appetite, jaundice, stomach pain, vomiting, dark urine, and pale stools along with diarrhea. County Health says anyone having more than one of these symptoms should consult a doctor. And these tips may seem too simple, but remember, do not share drinks, food, or smokes with others. Use your own towel, toothbrush, and eating utensils. Also, be sure to wash your hands with soap and water as often as possible. Do not rely on hand sanitizer alone. It does not kill the hepatitis A virus. Jack Demekis, Newscene.
If you have health insurance, contact your doctor. If you are concerned and you don't have health insurance, the vaccine is available through the County Health Department. You can also contact the County Health Department or dial 211 on your phone to find out about other locations. Now, don't panic, guys. They're just making sure that the public is aware of this outbreak, and they want to make sure that if you're affected, that you can get your vaccine. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you so much, Jack. And as the number of homeless in the San Diego continue to grow, Mayor Kevin Faulconer announced at a news conference Wednesday morning that 3 new tent shelters will open in downtown. The first one by the end of the year. The industrial style tent will have over 100 restrooms and showers, and substance abuse and job search counseling will also be available. 2 local businessmen have offered donations of $1.5 million in an effort to expedite the opening of the shelters. And if you've struggled to be understood or felt ignored, here's your chance to be heard. Advance is a contest performed on November 22nd in the Seville Theater. And for those lucky enough to be selected, they perform in front of a public audience. The theme this year is Holler If You Hear Me. You will be teamed up with a writing coach as well as a performance coach. Different drafts, you perform.
Also, the state of California sued Trump administration on Monday over its decision to end the DACA program. The lawsuit is very similar to those already filed last week by 15 other states and the District of Columbia. California's Attorney General Xavier Becerra said California's case is stronger than those other lawsuits. This because over 1 in 4 participants in the DACA program lives here in California. Attorney General for the state of Maine, Maryland, and Minnesota also joined California's lawsuit.
Many students here at City College juggle their professional, personal, and educational lives. But for Nacho, the stakes are higher than your average student, and his future is no longer in his hands.
Ignacio Hernandez, or Nacho as his friends call him, is a dreamer. Not because he is the current ASG president and graduated with 2 degrees at City College, among his many other achievements, but because he is one of the 800,000 young, undocumented people in the U.S. enrolled in DACA, or Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals. But in order to achieve his dreams, Nacho holds down 5 jobs, only getting about half a day a week to himself or to spend time with his family.
So I try to sleep, that's what I tell people. I try to sleep.
While working tirelessly to make a future for his family, he is unsure what the future holds for him. DACA has been rescinded and is set to expire in March of 2018 without the help of Congress.
I'm really confused. I don't know what's going to happen. I do have I have at least 3 different goals or different paths that I want to take, depending if I get my DACA's renewed, if it's not.
Even if all goes well, it's not cheap to enroll. With the help of an attorney, DACA papers can cost around $1,000, without one about $495. For California community college students, there is help though. A San Francisco-based nonprofit called the Mission Asset Fund has set up a scholarship specifically dedicated to paying the $495 DACA renewal fee. Nacho isn't giving up hope, and like many people at last week's DACA rally, he will continue to spread his wings.
I was born with migrant wings.
For Newscene, I'm Shaylin Martos.
And Nacho is eagerly waiting to hear whether or not his DACA will be renewed. There are multiple ways on campus for DACA students to receive aid. Congress will give them 6 months to save DACA. Newscene will keep you updated as time goes by.
There are around 3,500 DACA recipients in San Diego region, according to Alliance San Diego. The organization created a DACA renewal fund to provide free legal assistance and DACA application renewal for low-income dreamers. The event will be held in 3 locations. One of them will be here at San Diego City College, the MS building, on September 29th. The other one in Escondido on Friday, the 22nd, at the Resurrection Church, and the last one in San Diego on Saturday, the 30th, at Copley Price YMCA. The event is only by appointment. Call or email to the contact information that is on the screen.
And City College volleyball's basketball player just got selected as the Pacific Coast Athletic Conference Women Athlete of the Week. Find out who she is in sports.
The new iPhone will feature some exciting improvement details in our Tech Minute just ahead of the break.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
The Trump administration scores a victory at the Supreme Court as its controversial travel ban is allowed to go into effect. The court blocked a previous lower appeal court decision, barring some residents of 6 Muslim-majority countries from entering the U.S. The move may not be permanent, however, as the Supreme Court will make its final decision on the case next month. The ruling could reportedly affect more than 20,000 people.
Muslims around the world have been carrying the Islamic tradition of Hajj for centuries. Here are explaining some of the significance of this journey. Mass pilgrimage or Hajj, a time when millions of Muslims from all over the world visit Mecca in Saudi Arabia, still honoring the 1,000-year-old Islamic tradition and sacrifice.
Abraham was asked to sacrifice his son Ishmael. And on his way up to the mountain to sacrifice Ishmael, the devil or Satan met Ishmael and told Ishmael, you know, your father's not going to sacrifice a ram, he's actually going to sacrifice you. And Ishmael said, if it be the will of Allah, I'm willing to be sacrificed.
During the ceremony, Muslims swirl 7 times around Kaaba asking God for forgiveness. Kaaba is a sacred black stone built by the Prophet Abraham and his son, and everyone follows the same path.
A time where everyone comes together, take off their national garbs and put on one garb, which signifies all of us are just one big family.
One of the 5 pillars of Islam, every Muslim is obligated to take part once in their lifetime.
There's 5 pillars to Islam, and it's like one of the pillars. It's one of the 5 bases of it. You have to go to Hajj. If you have the money, you're supposed to go to it. It means like you're cleansing yourself for you to go to heaven.
You gotta go one time your whole life, and ask for forgiveness.
Are you Muslim?
Yes, ma'am, I am Muslim.
Muslims believe Prophet Muhammad restored Kaaba, calling it a place for worshipping one God, Allah. He began the first pilgrimage journey with his 1,400 followers at the time. This year, 2 million Muslims followed his footprints in Mecca, fulfilling their religious duty. Maria Fani, Hajj is followed by a large celebration called Eid, where Muslims everywhere celebrate Prophet Abraham's sacrifice. Sunday, September 24th, Muslim community of San Diego also will be having a celebration at the Seaport Village. The event begins at 10 a.m. There will be music, food, and more. Everyone is welcome to attend.
That's awesome. I'd love to check that out. And here's Ron Prater with this week's sports news.
The women's volleyball team is off to a groundbreaking start this season with a 5-0 record. They are ranked number 24 in the state. City College's volleyball player was chosen as the Pacific Coast Athletic Conference Women's Athlete of the Week. Lizette Cerna, a 5'7" sophomore playing outside hitter, recorded 53 kills for the week as the Knights defeated colleges throughout the state. To follow up with future games and our athletics at City College, visit our website at sdcity.edu/athletics. A digital billboard near the StubHub Center in Los Angeles will display 5 anti-NFL messages for the next 3 weeks. A scorned Chargers fan started a GoFundMe account which raised $10,000, which he used to purchase the billboards. The 3-week one will coincide with the Chargers' 3-game homestand, which starts this weekend against the Dolphins. The billboard is located at the intersection of Main Street and the I-405, approximately 1.5 miles from the StubHub Center. An angry San Diego restaurant owner offers free tacos when LA Chargers lose. Lots of teams have special food discounts when they win or score a certain number of points. But in a twist on this, El Pollo Grill Bonita owner Victor Lopez has agreed to give out a free taco on any Monday or Tuesday after a Chargers loss. As you can see here by the tweet he posted to his Twitter account. Now, if we all weren't watching Monday Night Football on ESPN this week, we were all sure to tune in to the controversy of a Twitter rant post of ESPN's very own anchor. SportsCenter co-host Jamil Hill posted a tweet about President Trump saying, quote, Donald Trump is a white supremacist who has largely surrounded himself with other white supremacists. After back-to-back Twitter posts, follow-ups, ESPN rapidly released a statement in response saying, quote, the comments on Twitter from Jamil Hill regarding the president do not represent the position of ESPN. We have addressed this with Jamil, and she recognizes her actions were inappropriate. The veteran sports journalist came under fire by the White House press secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders that called Hill's tweet, quote, a fireable offense on September 13th. Trump later responded on Twitter on September 15th saying that ESPN is paying a really big price for its politics and bad programming, people dumping it in record numbers. Apologize for untruth. The sports and politics world have become increasingly overlapping now that the kneeling during the national anthem have let athletes bypass their playing rights on the NFL. The National Association of Black Journalists released a statement of the organization to respect Jamil Hill's First Amendment right, quote, within and outside the world of sports. The Cleveland Indians have set a new AL record with 22 consecutive wins. They beat the Detroit Tigers 5-3 on Wednesday to record their 22nd straight victory, surpassing the record set by the 2002 Oakland Athletics, and whom were the premise behind the movie Moneyball. The major league record for consecutive wins is 26. That's all the time I have for sports. Back to you at the desk.
Thank you so much, Ryan. I love that movie, Moneyball. And J.J. Abrams will be the new director for Star Wars Episode 9. Entertainment has all the scoop.
Daisy is 6 years old, and she is my very best friend. I couldn't live alone without her. I spend a lot of time in my backyard. I feed the birds and the bees. I love my flowers. The color in my garden keeps the pink in my cheeks. I was very independent and thought I could take care of myself. I fell and I had to have Meals on Wheels. I love them. They're my savior. And I look forward to the volunteers because they've all become my friends. My name is Lola Silvestri. America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This past Tuesday on Senator Ted Cruz's Twitter account, people noticed that he liked a pornographic page that contains adult content videos. Senator Ted Cruz spoke about the big fuss on Wednesday, denying that he was the one who liked the explicit content. Cruz reiterated the message from his office, saying they had since identified the stuffer but refused to name the individual.
Identified it. We pulled it down. It was an honest mistake. It was not. It wasn't malicious. It wasn't deliberate. It was a screw up.
Says that punishment will be dealt with internally for the stuffer. Cruz addressed his time serving in Texas when he defended a state law that restricted sales of sex toys. Cruz says he does not see the irony in comparison between that and his response to the Twitter incident.
And following his 5th child sexual abuse allegation, the mayor of Seattle has resigned. Ed Murray dropped his bid for re-election in May, following a lawsuit accusing him of sexually abusing 4 men when they were teenagers. The latest sexual abuse allegation comes from his cousin, surfacing earlier this week. Rights advocacy played a role in him being a target for these allegations. Murray continued to maintain his innocence in his announcement for resignation.
The White House has named a new permanent communications director, Hope Hicks. Hicks has been one of President Trump's longtime aides and is the youngest person to take on the role. She has been filling the position as an assistant to their president and interim communications director. Hicks has been a member of Trump's inner circle, joining the presidential campaign. The White House brought her in as the director of strategic communications after the inauguration. Hicks is replacing Anthony Scaramucci, who was fired in July.
And this week, the Justice Department has denied access to top FBI officials for the Senate's investigation. The Senate requested to interview James Rybicki and Carl Gaddis, who could provide first-hand testimony on the firing of former FBI Director James Comey. The DOJ cites that the reasoning behind the blockade is due to the ongoing special investigation on Russian ties between President Trump's campaign. Comey was fired as the head of the FBI back in May.
Earlier this week, technology giant Apple announced their plans for the 10-year anniversary of the iPhone.
Say hello to the future device of Apple, the iPhone X. The phone's screen is bigger and curvier than ever, with a 5.8-inch display getting rid of the home button. Instead of using your thumb's fingerprint to unlock your phone, the device now has facial recognition called Face ID. Face ID is so secure that you can use it with Apple Pay to purchase goods, and it also adapts to the physical changes in your appearance over time. Apple did have an issue demonstrating this feature at the event after it crashed, but Philip Schiller did let audiences know that it does work. With a new camera comes new photography features. You can take portraits to create depth and field photos that come with studio quality lighting effects. The wide angle and telephoto cameras enable optical zoom up to 10 times for photos and 6 times for videos. On the plus side, you don't have to deal with charging cables either. Now you can do it wireless with the Air Power Mat. It will support your Apple Watch and AirPods as well. The price tag for the iPhone X is just $999, but Apple will give you a discount for trading in your old model. Maria Murcia, Newscene.
The phone will start shipping out on November 3rd, but you can pre-order it on October 27.
And a new Star Wars director has been revealed, and a music festival is coming to San Diego. Here is Matthew with the latest in entertainment.
Exciting news for Star Wars fans. Disney announced that on Tuesday, J.J. Abrams will also direct Episode 9. As you know, J.J. directed the 2015 box office hit Star Wars The Force Awakens, and will get a chance to repeat the success with Episode 9. In addition to sitting in the director's chair, J.J. will also produce and co-write the film. Since the start of the Star Wars franchise, audiences have become accustomed to changing directors. When asked about the departure, previous producer Colin Trevorrow, Lucasfilm cited a difference in vision is what led to a change in directors. With the film set to air in May 2019, Newscene will continue to update you with all your Star Wars news and updates. Again, and another thing that's happening this weekend is Primetime Emmy Awards will air this Sunday on CBS. The ceremony will take place at the Microsoft Theater in Los Angeles and will be hosted by Stephen Colbert. The Emmys will honor the best in the U.S. primetime television airing from June 2016 to May 31st, 2017. Westworld and Saturday Night Live will lead the nominees with 22 nods apiece. Along with Westworld, the outstanding drama series is packed with television hits such as Stranger Things, House of Cards, and Better Call Saul. In the outstanding comedy series, there is Modern Family, Atlanta, and Blackfish. Lead actor in drama series features House of Cards, Kevin Spacey, and Westworld's own Anthony Hopkins. For the outstanding lead actress in a comedy series, Tracy Ellis Ross from Blackish and Ellie Kemper from The Unbreakable, Kimmy Schmidt are just a few of the talented actresses nominated. You can also catch these great nominees on Sunday at 5 p.m. For all you San Diego music fans, get excited. The wait is finally over. The third annual Cabot Del Mar kicks off this weekend at the Del Mar racetracks. The 3-day event will start this Friday and extend through the weekend. The weekend Cabot brings audiences an upscale festival jam packed with the amenities. The adult-less fairground guarantees a clean and comfortable experience for all who attend. The festival will also offer everything from a delicious food to a poolside view of the concerts. The rock stars like Red Hot Chili Peppers, Weezer will headline on Friday. Saturday will keep the momentum rolling with female icon Pink and James Addiction, while on Sunday, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, followed by Jason Derulo, promise a show the whole family can enjoy. The festival offers everything from a 3-day pass to 1-day admission. That's going to do it for the entertainment. Back to you guys at the desk. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Matthew. Temperatures seem to be changing here in San Diego, and fall is quickly approaching. We will have more in weather. Apologize for technical difficulties. People back east are still dealing with the life-changing effects of Hurricane Irma. Here is Marissa Gonzalez with more in weather. Okay, we will be right back after the break. It seems to be some technical issues.
Calls me googly eyes.
You know you're beautiful, right? You know that?
Even you are beautiful. I got bullied for wearing glasses. Share if you're against bullying.
We put it out there, just took off. 3 million people have shared this post. Don't let bullies get you down. I stand with you. Our whole family's wearing glasses. I wear glasses and I'm proud.
I even have the army on my team.
All the kind comments brought my child joy. I don't feel thank you is enough.
Next.
We apologize again for technical difficulties. So back at East are still dealing with the life-changing effects of Hurricane Irma. Here is Marissa Gonzalez with more in weather.
Thanks, guys. Well, Irma may have passed. Victims of the hurricane are now dealing with the aftermath and trying to begin their recovery. As we know, Irma barreled through the Caribbean islands before eventually, of course, hitting landfall in Florida. There have been a reported 69 deaths, nearly half of those coming out of Florida, Georgia, and South Carolina. Agencies in Florida say they've already spent $250 million in preparation and recovery efforts. Farmers are worried to discover what is left of fruit, vegetable, and sugarcane crops in Florida. 8 lives were lost at a nursing home there after their air conditioner was taken out by a fallen tree and they were stuck in the scorching heat. A police investigation is now underway. As of yesterday afternoon, there were still at least 2.2 million customers in Florida without power. In the Caribbean islands, at least 99% of structures were at the very least partially hit. You can see if you look at St. John what is left of it after the storm. Food and water is scarce in those areas as their power outages continue and rescues remain ongoing. The U.S. military and FEMA were still rescuing people barricaded in their homes by debris a week following the devastation. Just yesterday, President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump traveled to Florida to meet with victims and hand out food. Tropical storm Jose, which was just behind Irma, seems to be gaining strength and may become a hurricane yet again. Rip current risks along the East Coast are expected to increase, and a direct hit, while many thought unlikely, cannot be ruled out right now. Now moving on to our current temperatures here in San Diego, we'll see that for the most part the temperatures are staying the same around the county. We're looking at about mid to low 70s, low 60s downtown San Diego, as well as when we head out further east inland to Julian or Mona, we're looking at definitely cooler temperatures, mid 50s to upper 60s in those areas. Now moving on to our weekly forecast heading into next week, we'll see that for the most part we're going to be seeing partly cloudy weather, clouds mixed with sunshine, low 70s and lower 60s just all throughout the week. You're going to see most of the same thing. If you're headed to Kaboo, make sure to bring a sweater. But that's all I have for you guys in weather this week. Back to you at the desk.
And this just in, folks, we've just learned that the suspect, Armando Perez, has just been found guilty of murdering former City College student Diana Gonzalez. And we'll give you more information next week on Newscene.
That'll be all for this.
Yeah, it's very, it's very nice to hear, that
the
they can find
family's
relief.
relieved at least. But this is it for tonight. Thank you for watching.